The United States on Wednesday surpassed 1 million coronavirus deaths, according to a Reuters tally, a once unthinkable milestone. The staggering loss of life has left gaping holes in American families. While the first outbreaks originally hit big cities, the virus also ravaged rural communities with limited access to medical care and had a disproportionate impact on Native communities and communities of color. According to researchers, more than 200,000 U.S. children lost at least one parent or primary caregiver to the pandemic. The precipitous loss of life at times overwhelming the nation's first responders, hospitals, and eventually morgues and crematoriums. At the height of the pandemic, employees at the Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn, New York, like Gustavo Padilla, worked 18 hours a day, 7 days a week to keep up with cremations and still had to turn victims away.
I just had to stop thinking about it. You know what I mean? I just had to do my job.
The virus left few places on Earth untouched, with over 6.7 million confirmed deaths worldwide. But the World Health Organization said the true toll, including those who died of COVID-19 as well as those who perished as an indirect result of the outbreak, was likely closer to 15 million. In the U.S., as elsewhere, COVID preyed on the elderly and people with compromised health, but also killed more than 1,000 American children. The quick release of vaccines in late 2020 sparked hope, but was met with unexpected resistance as a flood of misinformation and political polarization kept millions of Americans from getting inoculated.
It's not a vaccine. It's wrong.
To the frustration of health officials, only 66% of the U.S. population is considered fully vaccinated.
It's mind-blowing. I can't believe that we have lost a million people.
Dr. Joseph Varon is Chief of Critical Care and COVID-19 at United Memorial Medical Center in Houston, Texas. He made headlines around the world in 2020 when he said he was fighting two wars, one against COVID and one against stupidity.
The reason why we have lost 1 million people in this country is because of that fight against human stupidity. I can tell you that the number of deaths that we would have been much more smaller if people just listened and did the right thing, if they had a little bit of common sense.
With the threat subsiding after the most recent wave, many are shedding masks and returning to offices, restaurants, and bars, believing the pandemic is coming to an end. But experts say we're not yet in the clear. Top U.S. infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci at a recent event said the health crisis is far from over, adding we are still experiencing a global pandemic.